Hey everybody, welcome back to the Hawkins Hellfire Collective. I'm Zach Grubb.
And I'm Devin Grubb.
And today we are talking about Season 2, Episode 4, Will the Wise. And it picks up right where the last episode left off.
Yeah, so if you didn't watch the episode or if you didn't listen to the podcast or whatever, Episode 3 ends with the Mind Flayer essentially going into Will, and this one picks up right there.
Yeah, I think the scene is even still happening. Like, the Mind Flayer is still going into Will.
They're all looking for Dart, and they're for looking, and then there's... Doesn't Mike, like, realizes, like, something's wrong, like, he
realizes
find
Will's
Will.
not there.
Yeah.
And I think his mom is the first to find him, because she runs to the school, and she finds him outside, doesn't she?
No, doesn't... I think Mike finds him first.
I don't...
They, like, find him together.
Yeah, the two of them.
Yeah, because, like, Mike is, like, running towards him, and Joyce is, like, right there. Behind.
And right out of the gate, we end up blowing up one of our earlier theories. I think we talked about it in Season 2, Episode 1's podcast, where we said that Will's trance was very Vecna-like. Like how when Chrissy and them went into their trance state beforehand.
It's couldn't move. It's not, no, because he's clearly moving, right?
Yeah, he's moving. He doesn't have, like, the white eyes or whatever. He's, like, convulsing.
Mm-hmm.
It's very different.
Yeah.
This is very much its own thing with the Mind Flayer taking over Will. It's not the same kind of intrusiveness or the intrusive power that Vecna has over people.
I mean, it's a little intrusive. It's going into him. I'd say that's
but it's not
intrusion.
Not to the point where, like, you know, Will has no agency whatsoever.
Oh, right, like, because he can still move. He can still, like, do
right.
things.
Once the Mind Flayer is in him,
mm-hmm.
he is essentially Will again.
Yeah.
He's not, you know, being pulled up into the air and
right, and having his bones broken and
right.
everything.
And I think the most important note is that his eyes don't go white. They don't get that, like, milky look.
No, they just kind of, like, roll back in his head, but they're not, like...
I mean, much more visceral.
Right, they're not, like, you know, clearly contacted over.
But I think that makes sense, because what's happening here isn't Vecna reaching into Will's mind. It's Vecna essentially creating a connection to
mm-hmm.
Will.
Yeah. To be able to use him.
Right. Which, if Will's already connected to the Upside Down in some way, shape, or form, like we've been theorizing, I don't know, it brings all that even closer together.
Right. I would also make it all, like, easier.
Yeah.
He's already connected.
It's probably the only reason he can take over Will in that way. Because I'm sure we'll get to it when we talk about Season 3, but I don't think everyone else taken for, like, you know, the Mind Flayer's army
mm-hmm.
happens in the same way it happened to Will.
I don't know. I don't know if Billy gets taken over the same way.
It's possible. I don't remember all of the details. I think it's slightly different.
I don't care. I don't like Billy.
Yeah. But, like, you know, they don't see visions of him first, I don't think. We'll get to that.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. But that's where it's different, because Will has the connection that they don't have.
Yeah. And my big note for this entire scene is, holy crap, Noah Schnapp can act.
Yeah.
And, like, has been.
Yeah.
From the beginning. Like, wow.
Yeah. I mean, he was good in Season 1. He didn't really get a whole lot. And, like, this season is clearly about him. And he, like, took it and ran with it.
Oh, really, really hardcore. Like, this is really good.
Poor Max. She's, like, witnessing all this and, like...
She has no idea what's going on. No frame of reference.
Going on. And they can't tell her. And I just... Can you imagine, like, you're new to this school and you, like, found this, like, weird group of friends that you kind of want to be friends with, and then you witness this happening and you're like... What's wrong with him? And they're like,
well, we can't really talk about it.
We're not allowed to talk about it because you could get killed. And she's like, okay, guys.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't want to be my friend, just tell me.
Yeah.
Will also claims after this all happens that he doesn't remember it.
Yeah, and he's full of it.
And he's full of it, and I feel like Joyce knows that he is. She also talks about, she brings up that she found the shape.
Yeah, so she calls him out.
She calls him out on it, and she, like, trying to, by, like, telling him that she understands that what he's experiencing is real. She's trying to, like, get him to pull the truth out of him, and he's just not.
Yeah. To a certain extent, I mean, I think some of that is the Mind Flayer's influence. He can't quite say things outright.
Right. Well, and then I put Will's feeling never goes away. He still feels Vecna. So even after all of this happens in season 2, he doesn't lose that tie.
I wrote the same thing. He describes the Mind Flayer as a feeling, and that feeling never goes away. Yeah. And I think it's very much, like you just said, it's the exact same feeling he gets from Vecna, because that's essentially what's happening. That's why he still has the Vecna sense. Mm-hmm.
Well, because Vecna's the big bad.
Yeah. And then we get to the fight between Elle and Hopper.
Big old fight.
Yeah, where she says he's like Papa.
Yep.
And that's just like, whoo, deep cut. But also, Hop, you have a teenage daughter who with superpowers. You're going to need a gentler hand, buddy.
That's what I said. When your kid has powers, tread lightly. Like it's a fairly normal kind of fight that they're having. You know what I mean? Like, there's lies involved, and she you know, she snuck out and wasn't supposed to. So they're having like a fairly normal, you know, dad teenager fight, except that she's gonna go one step further because she has powers and she's never had any kind of parental figure before. So she's just like, well, screw you, I'm gonna throw this bookcase against the wall.
Right, like I'm having a tantrum.
Right. Excuse me. And then it goes to Jonathan and Nancy meeting up to meet Barb's mom.
Yeah.
The shit doesn't hit the fan yet in that sense. There's come some like scenes in between that, but that was just like a note to myself, I guess. Like, they called her in the last episode, and that's when you found out that like Hawkins Lab is listening to their phone calls.
Yeah, wait, what'd you write about her mom? Because isn't this when they start their road trip?
No. So this is before that. So they go to meet Barb's mom at the park, and that's where they're like being watched and everything. We can just lump it all together.
In the last episode.
No, they're being watched at the park, and they do it on purpose so that they can purposely be caught by Hawkins Lab.
Yeah. Well, I think we'll get to that. I think it's more important to keep talking about like the Mind Flayer and Will.
I'm sorry, I just was writing things down in order as they happen in the show.
I know.
Because that's what I do.
Because the next scene was...
I summarize.
It was Joyce trying to run a bath for Will.
Yeah, yep.
And
it's an important reason why she's trying to run a bath.
He's running cold.
He's running cold. So, like, you know, he doesn't have a fever. He's like 95 degrees or something like that. So she's like, okay, well, I got to run you a bath. I got to get your temperature up. So I'm going to run you a warm bath and you're going to feel better. Yeah.
But instead, Will is afraid of the hot water, sees the tunnels, and then says it likes it cold.
No, he likes it cold.
He likes it cold?
He likes it cold. Not it likes it cold.
Does he say he?
He says he.
Okay.
He likes it cold.
Okay, cool.
And
Very
she's
cool.
like, who likes it cold? But, okay. But this is where it's like good mommy. Mm-hmm. Like, she knows that something weird is happening with her kid, but she's like, okay, I'm going to go along with it. It's, you know, the middle of November in Indiana, and it's cold, but I'm going to open up all the windows in my house. I'll put on a sweater. And he's sitting in his room with, like, his underwear, like, sweating it out.
Also, I think we argued a bit at this point because I said that Dustin broke one's connection to Dart.
I didn't argue with you about that.
Really? I thought we talked about this, where you said the Demodogs are not connect, or
No. So I said, I know. I disagreed with you, and we argued last episode. I disagreed.
Oh, I know what you're talking. Yeah. That
it was the same one that Will coughed up. No, I know that Dart is a demodog, and the way that Dart acts, he absolutely is disconnected from the hive mind.
Which is interesting because before this point, we didn't know it was possible for anything from the Upside Down to be disconnected from the hive mind and survive.
Right. But he managed to.
So, okay, this ties into something we were talking about before, about how one, when he's Henry, finds the Upside Down, and there's already some vines, and there's already demogorgons. They're not part of a hive mind yet.
Mm-mm.
So those demogorgons were not part of the hive mind. They were just living in that space.
Until he connected himself
to the mind flayer. He created the hive mind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This is kind of what we had talked about it, not on the podcast, but like in general. We were saying that. We actually talked about it in the next episode, so we have we do. We talk about it in the next episode, but we don't think that things weren't in the Upside Down before.
It was a different kind of space.
It was a different kind of space when it was just Henry / Vecna / one there.
Henry / Vecna / one.
Yes.
So, I mean, yeah. So we have
you'll have to listen to next week's episode.
Show up for next week's episode. We get some deep into the theorizing there.
Yeah.
I think there's like one more little scene with Hop not being able to apologize.
Yeah, like he's like so close to apologizing to her,
but he's still in that old world dad mentality.
Yeah.
I'm right.
I'm right, you're wrong.
I don't know how to deal with emotion because I'm a dad.
Oh.
So then we get more Hawkins basketball, because that's interesting. And Billy's
It's in the shower this time.
Yeah, the homoerotic basketball scenes are now taking place in shower rooms.
The shower room where we have Billy and Tommy and Steve. I hate them.
Honestly,
I don't have anything else to say about
all of this characterization of Billy is just for the one scene towards the end of the season. And honestly, I don't feel like this character needed this much build-up. It's probably the only reason he has such a big part in season 3 is because they're like, well, we built up this character and then we used him once.
So many people love him. I don't understand why.
I know, hun, but we can't talk about that every episode.
I know. I'm done. Okay. All right, so now we're getting to Nancy and Jonathan. We touched on it before. They're at the park, and they're being watched. And they also they got their car messed with. Like they cut the engine line or whatever, so like Jonathan can't start the car. And we find out that it is Hawkins lab people, and they take them.
Yeah, pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Will talks a little bit more about how he sees everything, how he's tied directly to the hive mind and directly to Vecna. He doesn't understand these things. He's describing it as his now memories.
Right, and so Joyce has the really because he's trying to describe what he's seeing, which is the tunnels, and Joyce has a really good idea because he is really good with like pictures and art, and she tells him to draw it. And then he just goes nuts. Yeah,
and he can draw it. It's all very Lovecraftian. Like this concept of having this knowledge that's happening all at once. But like you're a human being. You're not built to explain what's happening.
Yeah.
Like your mind can't put that information in place because you only experience one consciousness. It doesn't make sense for you to experience all of these different consciousnesses at once. It's impossible to talk about.
Yeah.
So drawing it is fantastic. Also, if I'm not mistaken, very Lovecraftian when crazy people drawing stuff on the walls, trying to explain that. I'll leave it at that. I think it's a really cool it's a really cool use of that concept in a show where they don't overindulge in that.
Yeah.
Then I think we've got Mike leaving Max out of what's going on, and I was like, but he kind of should.
Right. Like in this particular sense, she wasn't a part of anything that happened last year, and for her own protection, they can't fill her in on stuff. You know, it's bad enough they got involved and like they're being watched and everything. Like, she doesn't need to be added to the mix. You know, she wasn't a part of it.
Right, like Mike's being a dick about it because he, for some reason, doesn't know how to deal with the fact that someone else wants to be their friend.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, he's not wrong. Maybe his intention for leaving her out is wrong, but like he is also very right to leave her out. Like, don't involve more people in this if you don't have to.
Yeah, I will say, and I think I said it before, but it bothers me, like, the juxtaposition, would that be the right word? But, like, how Mike and Lucas are in season 1 with 11. Mike is so ready to bring her in, and Lucas wants nothing to do with her. And then this season, with Max... Lucas
they kind of just rehashed the story and switched
Lucas is so ready to bring her in, and Mike wants nothing to do with it. It's like, do you not remember what happened last year? Like,
yeah,
your friendship almost ended because of
for the same
reason.
It's like rehashing exactly the same plot point from season 1, but like this time the girl doesn't have powers.
Right, and it's, you know, the opposite. It's like, do you remember, like, Mike? Do you remember that? Like,
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's not.
The cracks in Mike are starting to form.
12-year-old boys are stupid.
The hypocritical cracks of Mike are starting to form. So I think we come back to 11 being in the house.
Well, I wrote shadow in the sky. What does that mean? And I have it in quotes.
I mean, that would probably describe Vecna.
But I don't know.
Or not Vecna, the Mind Flayer, but...
I wrote it right after the whole, like, Joyce and the tunnels and drawing the tunnels.
Does she show anyone those tunnels right away? Is she maybe showing Hopper, or is that not until
she doesn't
later?
show anybody them right away.
All right, they had to have cut back to an image of, like, Will's drawing of the Mind Flayer for some reason for you to have written that down.
Okay, yeah, I don't remember.
It wasn't important enough.
If anybody knows what that means, hit us up on Instagram.
Yeah, if anyone knows, like, the random thoughts that went through our head.
Through my head.
But yeah, I think here I was just thinking it was probably a smart decision for 11 to be stuck inside of the cabin for most of the season, because it does give her a story and it takes her out of commission. It's just really frustrating for all of this to happen.
And her to not be involved in it.
Yeah, because this is all things she should be involved in.
Right, and it's like we're watching the group struggle with what's going on without her.
Right. And I know in the end, like at the end of the season, she comes in and like saves the day, but it's like this could have happened so much earlier and it still wouldn't have hurt the story.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
But, well, they wanted to hash out the stuff with her mom and then and all that.
All good.
Yeah.
I don't think anything that happens after that matters.
No, we'll get there.
We'll get there. We don't want to, but we will. I'm just saying, like, her reuniting with the party could have happened much sooner in the season, and it wouldn't have hurt anything.
Side note, I really love Millie Bobby Brown's hair this season. I thought it looked so cute with the little, like, short curly hair. Like,
you've been saying that.
So adorable. But she finds Hopper's
secret files
on
because he
her.
broke the TV. If he didn't break the TV, she never would have found the files.
Yeah.
But she finds it trying to be like a good daughter.
But yeah, she's
like
cleaning
up the house.
You know, because she made the mess. So she's like, all right, I guess I'll clean it up and maybe me and Daddy will be okay when he gets home.
Yeah.
Instead, she finds a file that he has on her and it's like, okay, now I'm going to try to find my mom.
Yeah, because of course you are.
She uses the radio static this time because she doesn't have the TV.
Mm-hmm.
She finds her.
And thus begins her story for the season. For real.
Yep.
So we cut back to Jonathan and Nancy.
Yeah. So they meet Owens.
Mm-hmm. And Owens is apparently a big believer in transparency because he doesn't beat around the bush at all. He takes them right into the portal room and is like, look at what we have to do every day.
Right. And he also, I put something because I thought it was it kind of ties to season 4 when he's like, because he's like showing them all this stuff and he's like, can you imagine if the Soviets were to find out about this? And the Soviets do find out, and they do try to replicate it, and it's literally the lab in season 4 in the gulag where they
Hop in the gulag.
Yeah, where they have like, you know, the cloned versions of Demogorgons and Demodogs and stuff. Like, you're so worried about the Soviets, but
hey, bud, they
you didn't
already
do a really
know.
good job.
I mean, that might partially be Jonathan and Nancy's fault when you think about it, because they bring
Murray in.
They bring Murray in, and they bring enough to light about the lab that maybe they drew attention to it.
That's totally possible. Totally possible. We'll have to find out with the rest of the season because I don't really remember.
Oh, it's never out. It's never outright said. That's more theorizing. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, because at some point, you know, the Soviets had to have figured it out somehow. And I feel like maybe that's the only time there's really a spotlight on the lab, you know?
Yeah.
So we go from letter wall to crayon map.
And the drawings all connect, which she realizes that.
No, Hop figures that out.
Hop is already there. Hop
Yeah.
is there. Yeah, she calls Hop.
Yep.
Because Hop comes in earlier in the episode, and he's like, "Why are your fucking doors all open?"
And she shows him the picture of Mind Flayer. Yep, that's what you were thinking.
Okay, there you go.
No need to hit us up on Instagram about that. Just do it for fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, he figures out that Will is drawing vines.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not too far off.
No.
And then we find out why we should all hate Billy.
Oh my god.
Because he's a raging racist.
He's so racist.
Yeah, like
Max is literally just talking to Lucas, and she gets in the car with him, and he's like, "Why are you talking to him? There are certain people that you stay away from." Like, yeah, I want to stay freaking away from you.
Yeah. She is so thoroughly traumatized by Billy's shit.
Clearly terrified of him.
Like, she was an easy mark for Vecna. Like, I feel like over time, I didn't forget, but like I forgot the intensity
of how awful he was
to her.
To her.
It makes perfect sense that she was a target for Vecna. It's not just like, oh, this is convenient for the plot. No, this is set up real
early
well.
on,
like this makes
because she has she has every reason to not be upset that he dies.
Yeah.
She has every reason. And that's why she's a target for Vecna, because she doesn't feel guilty in the fact that she didn't do anything to stop his death. She feels guilty, and she says it in the finale of season 4. She was relieved. That's really why she was
because he was an abuser.
Because he was an abuser, and she was glad to be rid of him.
Yep.
And I don't blame her.
But Max is a good person, so like she hated herself for feeling that way.
Exactly.
Damn. So we go back to 11, and she is able to hop into her mother's mind with nothing but a picture.
Well, she finds her through the picture and through the radio static. Yeah,
but like, again, ill-defined powers.
It's not though, because in the first season, when he wanted her to find the Soviets, he just gave her a picture of that dude, of the one guy. Yeah, and he was like, "I need you to find him." And then that's when she gets put into the chamber.
But like, she needed to go into the chamber to do that.
She doesn't need that anymore though, because she can like figure. She's been practicing through the static on the TV to find people.
No, I get that, but like, if she doesn't need that anymore, why does she need it in later seasons?
She doesn't need it in later seasons.
Yes, she does. They need to make the pool.
Because
and the pizza place.
I guess because unless she has like a direct way to get like that static white noise, or maybe if she's doing it on like a grander scale, like she's just trying to find one person.
I get it. I guess I get it, but like, we're rationalizing. I feel like that's never said. they're playing fast and loose with some
I
mind power rules, and we're just rationalizing it.
I don't know about that, but I mean, I don't know. I don't.
You're right.
You're coming at it from an actual, like, with the fact that you're an actual writer, so you're like,
I'm just annoyed
looking at it differently.
Quote unquote writer. I just get bothered when sci-fi shows don't establish rules to the things that happen in them. Like, I need concrete reasons for why this is able to be done. I don't need to know, like, fake science or whatever around it. I just need an explanation for, like, she is able to do this because she has this. You know what I mean? And it can't contradict itself.
So, okay. This is what I'm gonna say. So, in season 1, she has to go into the deprivation chamber tank that they make for her. And she's trying to find Will in the Upside Down. So she's going into, like, a further thing. In season 4, when she first finds them to find out what their plan is, she's not in a deprivation deprivation chamber tank, whatever you want to call it.
You're right.
She just locates them in order to piggyback, because she is going into Max's memory to therefore go into Vecna's mind. She needs to be fully deprived of any kind of outside elements.
Or she needs to be there physically, like with her mom.
Right.
Okay. Good enough. Good enough. So the crazy thing is that her mom actually acknowledges her.
Yeah.
Great setup for the next episode.
How does she just touches her, right? Like
she grabs her arm,
she grabs
doesn't
her hand.
And she goes, "Jane." And then fades away.
Yeah, something like that. And then she goes and, then that's 11 on a quest.
Yeah.
Mike comes over. I said Mike is good friend.
Mike is good friend. Yeah. For now.
It's still season 2.
For now.
He's a good friend right now.
Yeah, and
he's a good friend until season 3.
And he's immediately like, "It's the shadow monster, isn't it?"
Yep.
And Joyce is like, "All right, well, I guess I have to let you in."
Right, you already know.
Thankfully, she's not like, "Why didn't you tell me this?" She's just like, "Okay."
Right.
Yeah.
Like, obviously he's going to talk to you before he's going to talk to me.
Yeah.
Like, he's a 13-year-old boy.
Then we get the reveal about Nancy and Jonathan having recorded the whole conversation at Hawkins' lab.
They wanted to be caught.
Called that from the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was obviously what they were doing. It's why that whole side of the B story, like that whole B story, didn't really matter to me all that much. Like, I knew what they were doing. I knew
it was important to the podcast, okay?
I didn't say it wasn't. He's talking about me. That gets way more interesting in the next episode. So
yeah,
I'm sure we'll talk a lot about Murray later.
Murray.
And then, oops, Dart ate the cat.
Another great line from Dustin, but that didn't happen yet.
Yeah. Then we get to see Dart has the Demogorgon face.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I remember while we were watching this, I turned to you and I was like, "This episode ended 5 times."
Yeah, there was a lot of, because there was several stories happening in this episode, so each story got its own ending. Yeah,
but that's so silly. Like, that's not normally how you write a show, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's not like every single story going on has a cliffhanger in one episode. If you think
about it, this season kind of has multiple stories happening at once.
It totally does.
They do eventually come together, but, you have the Jonathan Nancy plot, you have the Dustin Steve plot.
I just thought it was silly that every single story ended on a cliffhanger in one episode. Like, you know what I mean? Mike had an ending. It's the Mind Flayer, isn't it? Nancy had an ending. We're going after Hawkins' lab. 11 had an ending. Crying.
I found my mom.
I found my mom, and here's a shot of me crying as it pans away. Dustin had an ending. They ate my cat. Hop had an ending because Hop jumped into the.
He finds the leak.
Yeah.
Which is essentially under all the rotten pumpkins, and he goes underground.
And he goes underground. So, like, there were 5 separate stories going on in this episode. Nothing new. Shows do that all the time. Makes sense.
Yeah.
But every single one of them had, like, an establishing shot that could have been the end of the episode.
Right.
And I just remember being like, this is really funny. Like, this is...
But they ended on what they think is, like, the most dramatic, which would be Hawk.
Totally.
Although I would argue that the 11 ending is pretty dramatic as well. Like, she finds her mom and she's clearly distraught.
Actually, I think the Dart ending would have been the best. If the episode ended with Dart's mouth opening up and showing that he's a Demogorgon, that would have been the best cut to black.
Well, because then you're like, oh my god, what's going to happen to Dustin?
Exactly. Like, that would have been the best cut to black of the 5 of them. Because there were 5 cut to blacks. And unfortunately... the clock does not chime again. We did hear like a bell.
It sounded like a bell, but it wasn't like
the
ticking
clock
of a clock like it was the last episode.
So I don't know that we're going to hear that again, but
I am listening for things now.
Yeah,
though.
we're always paying attention.
I mean, I was always. I mean, my whole thing was paying attention to the songs and stuff that were used.
You've always been on the audio cues. You've been on that from the beginning.
But I mean. Nothing like that so far.
So, I mean, good episode. I feel like a lot of the areas where we could theorize were kind of front-loaded. They were at the beginning and having to do with Will.
Yeah.
Other than that, we're just kind of pushing the story along.
Yeah.
All in really fulfilling ways. Like, this season really doesn't
I remember,
slow down.
So, I feel like when we watched it the first time, I didn't really like it. But I also remember that we had a Halloween party the night before, and we binge watched it the next day. So we were a little drunk, like a little hungover, and
a little.
It wasn't that Halloween party. It was the apartment Halloween party. And we had a little bit of brain fog, so we didn't quite like it. And then we did watch it again, and we liked it, but.
But we had a lot of issues.
We didn't like it as much as we had hoped.
Yeah.
But now that we're watching it with, like...
context.
Other information that we didn't have before, I like it a lot more.
Me too. And I think we're still going to hit that slowdown point of, like, this sucks once we get to the other characters in 11's story.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's not going to bug me as much.
No. Because we're just going to, like, look at that as, like, okay, this sucks, but, like, there's better things coming.
Yeah.
It's only 1 episode.
Isn't it 2?
No, I think it's just 1.
Okay.
I think it's just 1.
That's more forgivable.
Oh, I hope it's just 1.
It's 1 episode that feels like 7 episodes.
Talking out of my ass. I really hope it's just 1.
All right. So, I think that's all for today. Signing off from the Hawkins Hellfire Collective, this is Zach Grubb.
And Devin Grubb. Dusty Buns gets it done.